welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again to our game show with a difference. Remember, it's 3, 2, 1. You're on. Can you do that yet, by the way? 3, 2, 1? Go on, try. 3, 2, 1. Anyway, it's lovely to have you here. Once again, our lineup is as usual. Lots of lolly, laughs, and lovelies. We've got all sorts of prizes for you. Our largest, of course, is the latest in cars. But lurking behind our scenes is our old little out dusty bin. He's around somewhere. We've got a great studio audience here as well. We've got a party of people over here. Actually, they're Yorkshire potholers. They're people who leave empty pans on the gas. And over here, I see that we have also members of a topless club in. They're the Bradford Bald-Headed Society. And right at the back there, we do have Detective Columbo's fans in. They're sitting there in their raincoats. No, sorry, it's a load of dirty old men. I beg your pardon. Anyway, as you do know by now, on 3, 2, 1, we start with 3 couples in the quiz. Now, the quiz winners always come back next week. Then 2 couples play a game, which leaves one to go through to the big prizes in Take It or Leave It. But it is possible, remember, to go home with a pound note and a dustbin. Our couples have already chosen their questions in front of our audience before the show, and their answers will be checked by the adjudicator, who will indicate on the board how they are doing. But if they make any mistakes, that's when they hear from Crazy Corner, the 3 resident raconteurs. Ladies and gentlemen, Bernie Clifton, Debbie Arnold, and Chris Emmett. Well, Bernie Clifton has joined us for a couple of weeks. Now, Bernie, I'm sure that there's a gag in that corny old joke book somewhere, isn't there?
I can't wait to get started now.
Oh, no, Bernie, don't.
No, I must. Oh, here's a typical one, yes.
Oh,
What's yellow and bent, wears glasses, and sings Greek songs?
Go on, tell us.
Banana Muscuri.
I'm glad you felt the same way. It gets you right there, doesn't it? That's the kind of thing our couples, unfortunately, have to put up with if they make a mistake. But let's come along right now and meet our Girl Fridays, the gentle sex, with our very important people, our contestants. All right. Lovely Jenny Layland with the questions. How are you, Jenny, this week?
Very well, thank you.
You're looking delightful as ever. See you in a moment. Now, Patsy, I shouldn't ask who we have here, should I?
I know, Ted. Well, here in this corner for the 7th week running, we have our reigning champions, folks, standing at 2,204 pounds, and that's winnings, not weight. Yes, it's Roger Carver and Chris Simons from Essex.
Roger and Chris, once again, a great ripple, yeah. Yeah, lovely. Your fan club's in, and it's lovely to have you back looking so bronzed. Where have you been?
Greece.
But where did you stay, in Athens?
No, we went to Santorini
It's
and
the volcanic island, Santorini, and it was
Paros,
last
another
active in 1956.
Really? And how hot was it while you were there?
oh, it was yeah, it was very hot.
Very hot, huh?
Beautiful.
Yes.
You really had a nice time. Well, it's great to have the pair of you back. Patsy, there's their 2nd and 3rd round questions. This is the easy round of questioning. You know how this goes, of course, by now, but for the folks at home, every correct answer in this round, they get a pound note. But they do well here, of course. That means every correct answer next time, they're playing for a lot more money, and likewise the 3rd round. We also like them to answer alternately. That's Chris first, Roger second, and so on. If they make any mistakes, or repeat, or at the end, the time runs out, that's when we stop them. They have 10 answers to give us in 30 seconds. So, Roger and Chris, good luck to you again. I'm going to give you one for a pound. We want the 16 times table, and we want you to give the totals of each multiplication. So, twice 16 is 32. Is that all right? So, I'm going to start you with 32.
32.
48.
64.
80.
96.
110.
Right, young Clifton, your 2 times table.
1's 2 is 2, 2 2's 4, 3 2's 6.
That's enough, young Arnold, your 4 times table.
La 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 la, la 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 la, la
What's
la la.
that?
Well, I remember the tune, but I've forgotten the words.
I'll say you one thing about their jokes. They're never near the knuckle. They're never near the funny bone, either. Jenny, how well did they do?
Roger and Chris have scored 5.
Scored 5, because, Roger, you did, in fact, say 110. It should have been 112. Nevertheless, you're playing for £5 per correct answer in the next round. Fine. OK, Mireille. Thank you, Jenny. Who are our 2nd couple this week?
This is Peter Williams and his fiancée, Gillian Reid, who are both from the Midlands. Peter from Birmingham is a dental student, and Gillian is a bank clerk. from Wolverhampton.
Wolverhampton?
Yes, Wolverhampton.
Wolverhampton.
He enjoys fell walking and she rides horses.
Oh, in Wolverhampton.
Yes.
Good, that's nice. OK, well, they take their second and third round questions. Well, Peter and Gillian, it's lovely to have the pair of you here. How are things in Wolverhampton, by the way? They well? I played there a long time ago. Enjoyed it very much. So, Peter, you're a dental student, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
And are you actually in a college or are you in a practice?
Well, I'm at Birmingham University.
Are you really?
Yes.
Oh, smashing. And how long do you have to go now before you...
About 18 months.
You work in a bank, is that right, Gillian? Are you a teller or behind the bank or way behind the scenes or do you do the whole thing?
I'm behind the cash desk at the moment, but we do a rotation of duties.
Do you enjoy your work?
Oh, very much so, yes.
Have you been there long?
Just nearly a year.
And do you have a nice, friendly bank manager?
Oh, yes.
You do? Well, I'm very proud of my bank. Do you know I only have one standing order? It's the same one every month. Rogers, pay up or else. Anyway, good luck to the two of you. You're going to play for £1. Sitting there shaking, don't worry about it. You do well, I'm sure. Your question, we want the 14 times table, all right? We want you to give us the totals of each multiplication. So twice 14 is 28. So that's the one we're going to start with, 28.
28.
42.
56.
70.
84.
98.
112.
126.
140.
154.
Well done indeed. Yes, in that time, they scored a maximum. So that's wonderful. That means you're playing for £10, each correct answer in the second round. Thank you very much, Jenny. Thank you indeed. And Gail, who are our third couple.
Well, we have Barry Worthington and his wife, Pat, from Stockport in Cheshire. Barry trained salesman, does some yoga, plays the drums, and runs an antique business. Pat was a beauty consultant, but now she looks after their young daughter and helps with the antiques.
Nice to have you here, Pat and Barry. Thank you. There's the second and third round questions. Thanks a lot, Gail. So we've got Worthington P, Worthington B. All we need is Worthington E right now. Anyway, nice to have the two of you here. So then, Barry, you're salesman. You train salesmen?
That's right.
To do what?
Yeah.
What exactly?
Well, to sell chewing gum.
To sell chewing gum?
Yeah, that's right.
You don't mind if I don't shake hands with you, do you? I've been caught with that one before. That's good. So, Pat, you used to be a beauty consultant, that's right, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Did you know that chewing gum was good for the double chins?
No.
Yeah, you don't rub it on. You just chew it and it keeps your chin moving and nobody can see how many you've got. It's pretty good. Well, it's nice to have the two of you here. Good luck to the pair of you. Yoga you do as well, huh?
No.
Oh, it's Pat that does it?
Yeah.
I see. Why can't you get Barry onto that? Not interested?
Yeah, I do occasionally.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Is it hard work?
Yeah.
I'll take your word for that. Right, pound the question and good luck to the two of you. We want the 13 times table. We want you to give us the totals of each multiplication. So twice 13 is 26. That's the one we're going to start with, 26.
26.
39.
52.
65.
78.
91.
104.
117.
130.
Time up!
Oh, Mr. Murphy.
Yes, sir.
I'll give you the job if you can tell me how many fingers I've got.
Oh, that's not fair, sir. He's just shuffled them.
Well, indeed. Time up, they did. Is that right, Jenny? Yes?
Yes, Pat and Barry have scored 9.
Scored 9. Thank you very much. Well, at 9, you didn't do bad. The time came up there. At the end of the first round, we've got couple number 1 on £5, couple number 3 on £9 within the lead at the end of the first round, couple number 2 with a maximum of £10. Very good. Well, thank you, Patsy. All right, Roger and Chris, the more difficult questions. You're playing for £5 for each correct answer, and good luck to the two of you. This question is about breeds of dog. We want the breeds of dog in the hound group, all right? So breeds in the hound group, let's start with beagles.
Beagles.
Greyhound.
Bloodhound.
Afghan.
I saw a little dog surrounded by 4 trees. Poor thing, I haven't got a leg to stand on.
Jenny, how well did they do?
Roger and Chris have scored 4.
They scored 4. Time out, of course. Rog, we're all a bit intrigued. What was all that you were doing there? What was that supposed to be?
Do you believe Whippet?
Whippet, yeah. A bashet hound, maybe, but no, Whippet. Oh, good. OK, well, you'll play for £20 a question in the 3rd round. Mireille, can we have the 2nd set? Thank you, for Peter and Gillian. You're on a maximum. Good luck to the 2 of you. What's coming out this time for you? This... Oh, there's a fly in here. Did he pay? Well, this is a question about wild animals. That is mammals native to Britain. We're excluding the bats and all members of the horse family, and we do not want ferals, which are domesticated animals which have escaped and are now breeding like wild mink. All right? So wild land mammals native to this country, and we'll start with mole.
Mole.
Deer.
Weasel.
Ferret.
Are you interested in wildlife?
I certainly am.
Well, here's an invitation to my party on Saturday night. And can you ring the bell with your elbow?
Why my elbow?
You're not coming empty-handed, are you?
Do you know, 3 is their lucky number? There are 3 of them. That was joke 3 from page 3, and it made 3 of you laugh. Jenny, how well did they do?
Peter and Gillian have only scored 3.
Only 3, because, Peter, you did say ferret, which in fact is... It's a feral, right? You could have said hedgehog, rabbit, fox, badger, red squirrel, dormouse. It does go on. Nevertheless, you got 30. You're playing for £30 in the last round. OK, second set of questions for Barry and Pat. Thank you, Gail. OK, you two are on £9 a question. That's pretty good. What do we have for you this time? This is a question about snakes. We want common names for the commonly known snakes of the world. All right, so snakes of the world, and we'll start with anaconda.
Anaconda.
Cobra.
Adder.
Grass snake.
Boa constrictor.
Python.
Worm.
Mistake! I say, Carruthers, when I was in the jungle in '48, all we had to eat were those boa constrictors and those damn little people, don't you know?
Oh, sounds awful. What did you call it?
Snake and pygmy pie.
All right, Jen, how well did they do?
Barry and Pat have scored 6.
You scored 6 because, of course, Pat, you said worms, huh? Great, that was. Terrific. Never mind, at the end of the 2nd round, let's see what we have here. You could have said a few more, you know, like British grass snake. You said grass snake, water cobras, carpet python, puff adder, rock snakes. But nevertheless, at the end of the 2nd round, we've got couple number 1 over there on 20, couple number 2 on 30, but in the lead at the moment, couple number 3 on £54. So, Roger and Chris on 20. Hey, that's thinking caps on this time, isn't it? The more difficult questions, of course. Our solar system consists of the sun and 9 major planets. We want you to give us the planets, all right? So the elements of the solar system, we'll start off with the sun.
Mercury.
Venus.
Earth.
Jupiter.
Saturn.
Uranus.
Neptune.
Pluto.
Mars.
Right, OK, yes, you scored a maximum there, Roger and Chris. You didn't accept the sun, the one I gave you, but nevertheless, you went off on your own and scored a maximum. Good luck to you. £200 you have there. OK, the last set of questions. Thank you very much, Mireille. And we've got Peter and Gillian here on £30. So what's coming out of the blue envelope? This time for you. Roman numerals, as you know, are different from the ones we commonly use. We want Roman numerals for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100 in that order. All right? So Roman numerals, and the one I'm going to give you with the start is for 10, X.
X.
XX.
XXX.
XXXX.
L.
LX.
LXX.
LXXX.
XC.
C.
Well done.
Well done, Peter and Gillian, because it's more usual to have XL as 40. You did, in fact, say 4 X's. Our adjudicator is accepting that. So you have scored a maximum. There you are, £300. Well done. Thank you, Gail. And Barry and Pat, you're on £54 this round. Good luck to the two of you. What do we have for you this time? The post office has several commemorative issues of stamps each year. We don't want individual stamps. If you cannot remember the official titles of the issue, you could give the general description of the theme of the whole issue. We want those issued in the past 2.5 years, that is since January 1976. All right? So commemorative issues, and we will start with energy.
Energy.
Queen's horses.
A mistake it was, I'm afraid, Pat, because you did say Queen's horses, and in fact the answer was just horses. There were many more you could have said: racket sports, printing, Royal Silver Jubilee, I think you got through, British wildlife, chemistry, but that's the way it is at the end of the quiz here. We've got couple number 3 here on £54. Quiz winners for the last 6 weeks, Roger and Chris, on £200, but new quiz winners this week, we've got Gillian and Peter on £300. Congratulations. Look at that. £300. There you are. Marvellous. We're actually saving up to get married, is that right? Well,
yes,
that will go well towards the bottom drawer, I'm sure, won't it?
Thank you very much.
Not at all. Lovely. We're going to look forward to seeing you next week. And Roger and Chris, what are we going to do without you next week? I don't know. They've been terrific people being here the last 6 weeks, but nevertheless, we're going to see them in part 2. They have a chance to go through to Take It or Leave It. We'll see you then. And ladies and gentlemen, don't you go too far away. There's a lot more fun, a lot more prizes, clues, all kinds of things here on 3, 2, 1. Don't go too far now. See you then.
Do you like game shows?
I can't stand them, to be quite honest.
Maybe it's about time we turned your head around.
Walk away with over £5,000 in a split second.
£250.
Correct for £3,200.
Such so.
Yes, correct. Play along.
Duke of Wellington. That's it. A peacock for your what?
Join the winning team. Challenge TV, 7 days a week.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As indeed we say goodbye to our new quiz winners this week. That's Peter and Gillian from the Midlands, taking home with them £300, putting it towards the trousseau, the bottom drawer. They're coming back next week. Who knows, they could win £1,000. Have a wonderful week, and we look forward to seeing you next week. And take care of that LSD. It's funny that, isn't it, LSD? We all use initials today instead of words. Have you noticed that? I mean, if you look at TV, it's ITA or BBC. Watch football from the FA or cricket with the MCC, or a show from the USA about the FBI or the CIA. Yeah, you can listen to the VHF, hear an SOS from a UFO over the GPO being chased by the RAF out to win a VC. You can't believe it, so you visit your GP of the BMA. That's what you do. You tell his SRN in the NHS that you may have to join the AA on the QT. Your MO says, are you on LSD? If so, I'll call a PC. He'll take you to the CID. That could mean a QC and a JP. He'll fine you when you say, here, that's MBG, I owe too much HP and VAT. I'll give you an IOU, OK? Our quiz winners for the last 6 weeks, Roger and Chris from Essex, are standing over there with our other remaining couple, preparing to observe all they can about our first scene, because we're going to ask them 10 questions on it afterwards. Now, the theme of our show this week is cartoons. Now, we don't mean Tom, Jerry or Popeye. We mean those funny little illustrated drawings that you see every day in your papers. And these, of course, the popular ones, will be acted out by our disrepertory company, who last week were all offered jobs in Emmerdale Farm as stand-ins. You should have seen what they were standing in. Anyway, they're going to take us over to the pearly gates, where we see St. Peter and the recording angel.
Heaven, I'm in heaven. La 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 la. I must get those gates tuned.
What in heaven are you doing?
Well, I'm feeling in a very musical mood. I've just been to the Beethoven concert. He played his latest symphony.
The 103?
Yes, it was absolutely earthly. Oh, look, we've got a customer. Oh, yes, there'll be a place for you here. You can always use an extra heavenly body around these parts. Here, Take this note to reception. Ask for Charlie.
Oh, good. I always wanted to be one of Charlie's angels.
Now, who's next? Anyone interesting?
Not half. You'll never guess. He's clever, witty, popular.
And late.
Lovely to look at, delightful to know, and heaven to be. Don't get up. Just treat me as you would any other great man. Good evening.
Look, you're not supposed to be up here yet.
Yes, I know that. I'm making a whistle-stop tour. After all, Ted gets everywhere signing his books. I like to keep one step ahead. Besides, I know he wouldn't dare show his face up here.
Well, why not?
He owns the other place.
Owns the other place?
Yes. Maggie's given it to him over the last few years.
Well, look, I suppose you'd better come in. Do you want a cloud to sit on?
No, thanks. I'll provide me own.
Oh, dear. It's going to be one of those days.
Yes, I think you're right.
Oh! Well, look, he's not coming in here.
Why ever not?
Because we're not making porridge for once.
Okay, folks, will you come on round? Come on round here. Would you come round to this side of the table, please? There we are. Now, fellas, in front of you here, there are 10 questions on that last scene. Now, while you guys are answering those questions, ladies, if you'd like to turn round here and come with me, in fact, go right round the back there, if you could, would you? And if you can put your heads and your arms through those catty cutouts, this game is called cat and mouse. Here is Mireille and Gail with the stick. Are you there, ladies, yet? Yes, you are. Now, with this stick, there'll be these little mice going around, scuttling around your feet. So that's where it comes. There's your stick, all right? Now, as these mice go around your feet, we want you to hook them up by their tails and get as many in these little bowls as you can. Now, there are 3 whistles in this game. On the first whistle, you start. On the second whistle, you change places with your partner. And on the third whistle, you stop. We'll go back to the table and add up the scores. And the winner, of course, will go through to take it or leave it and the big prizes. And at home, if you do want to watch and play along with the guys here and the gals, coming up at the bottom of the screen are the same questions on that last scene. George is here with the whistle. We're all set. Change places. Fellas, get back there. Put your heads and your arms through. Ladies, get back there and answer the questions. Okay. Can you manage there? It's a little difficult. Don't worry about your glasses. I was just worrying about picking up those mice. That's it. Hold on. Stop, okay. Come, fellas, back here you come to the table. Now let's answer the questions and see how well you got on there. I hope you were playing along at home. That was a bit difficult, wasn't it, fellas? Yes? he's not back with his Shetty's Barry. All right, let's see. You can answer your own question, see how you got on. The first question was what was St. Peter holding? He was holding a wand. Did you get that?
Star on a stick.
Star on a stick, well, that's a wand, isn't it? That's fair enough. Number 2, what did the gates need? They needed tuning. Huh? What was the recording angel holding? A quill. Quill pen? Yeah, that's fair enough. Number 4, who was playing in the concert? Well, Beethoven was playing in the concert. Yes, number 5, which symphony was he playing? He was playing the 103rd. 103, right. Number 6, who did the first entrant have to report to? Charlie, one of Charlie's angels. Number 7, who was the second entrant? That was Harold Wilson. Oh, you've forgotten that one. Number 8, who owns the other place? Ted. That's right, Ed. He owned the other place. Number 9, who gave it to him? Well, Maggie gave it to him, Maggie Thatcher. Number 10, what did St. Peter refuse to make for one? Porridge. Right at the end of the sketch, he said that. So what did you do there? You got 4, so it all depends on those mices. Okay, then, Gail, how did your couple do?
Well, my couple scored 5.
5 and 4 are 9. And how about you, Mireille?
My couple scored 6.
6 and 4 are 10. So there you are. You're the winners. You're going through to take it or leave it and the big prizes. Congratulations. Lovely. Roger and Chris, I don't know what to say about this. You know, you're part of the furniture here. I can't believe that you're leaving us for all time right at this moment. There's the money you won in the quiz. That's it, George, another £200. What was that in all you won? Can you remember over the whole 7? 2,400. How about that, folks? Isn't that great? There's your photo frame, and the photograph is in the post here. Chris, bye-bye. Lovely to meet you. It's been marvellous having you on the show, and everyone's loved you being here. Roger and Chris, thank you very much. Lovely. Well, nevertheless, Barry and Pat, you're the winners, and you're going through the take it or leave it where the big prizes are. You also have money from the quiz. What is it?
£54.
£54. Now, will you take that, or will you let George mind it for you? They all trust George so well. That's good. OK, George, thanks a lot. Put it in the glove compartment. He wants the car already. OK, folks, would you just like to turn round there? That's it. They're going to wire you up at the moment. Pat, if you'll stand just there, and Barry, if you will stand just there, that's fine. Now, this is where the big prizes are. The money from the quiz is only part of your winnings, because there are 6 sketches, of which you've already seen 1, and there are 6 prizes, 5 super ones, including the car, plus, of course, the booby, dusty bin. Now, at the end of each sketch, a character will come over here and leave a MacGuffin. And that's what we call the object they leave. That may or may not be a clue, but they will read you a rhyme, which will definitely be a clue. Now, when you have 3 MacGuffins on the table, I'm going to ask you to reject 1. When you've rejected 5 in all, the 1 remaining will determine the prize you take home with you tonight. And here from the last sketch is Bernie Clifton.
Heaven, I'm in heaven. There you are. A little white liar between friends.
Bernie, it's lovely to have you on the show.
Yeah, I've been dying to get on the show for weeks, Ted.
Why is that?
It's the only way I could get to understand the rules.
You don't know how much that hurts. Have you got a rhyme for the people?
I've got a lovely little poem here. First, choose the right key, think about stops, put your foot on the pedal, you're top of the pops.
Uh-huh.
Heaven.
Thank you very much, Bernie Clifton.
Heaven.
Well, there's your first MacGuffin, your first rhyme. Does that mean anything to you at the moment? What are you doing there? Typewriting or something?
No, piano.
Piano? You think it's a piano?
Could be.
Well, there you go. Just put it to the back of your mind for a moment, because we have another sketch coming up right here and now. One of the favourite subjects for cartoonists is the desert island. We all dream of being shipwrecked with a beautiful girl. My luck, I get Roy Plumley. Never mind, come along and meet these 2 castaways.
I thought your mother went down with the ship. Oh, I'm sick to death of this lot. Whose idea was it to only bring 8?
I'm sure we'll be rescued. After all, you did send up a bottle with a message in it.
Yeah, but you know what the post is like round here.
Yeah.
I tell you, we're finished. Nobody cares for us. Even the bard's got a quote for it. Look. Why, love forswore me in my mother's womb. And for I should not deal in her soft laws, she did corrupt frail nature with some bribe to shrink mine arm up like a withered shrub.
Chris, this is a desert island. We're not doing Richard III this week.
Foiled again. Sorry about that.
It's a ship. I told you we'd be saved. Here comes the Titanic.
Chris, you made it back to dry land.
I did indeed, yes. There we are. Roger.
What are you going to leave as the MacGuffin?
I'm going to leave you this. It's a hit recording from Evita. It's by Dougie Brown, and it's Don't Cry for Me, I'm at Granada. There we are.
Right, that's the MacGuffin. And do you have a little rhyme for them, too?
I do indeed. Oh, pin back your lug-out. Those old 78s were started by hand, but they go too fast for today. So if you don't want to join the band, slow up. You'll have longer to play.
Uh-huh. Right. Now, there you are, Barry. Thank you very much, Chris. You had an idea about the first one being a piano or something? No idea about that one yet? We're now going to have a cartoon about a psychiatrist, and we've enlisted the help of somebody very well known.
Doctor, you've got to help me. I feel as though everyone ignores me. I don't know why, but no one takes notice of anything I say.
Next.
La cucaracha, la 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 la.
Yes, can I help you?
Well, I've come about my sister.
What's the matter with her?
She thinks she's a dog.
How long has she thought that?
Ever since she was a puppy.
Why didn't you bring her here before?
She's not allowed on the couch.
Next.
La cucaracha, la la.
Step. Doctor! Oh, you must help me, Doctor. I keep thinking I'm riding this ostrich.
This is quite common, you know. Nothing at all to worry about. No. Easily solved.
Easily solved? Oh, the sandbag. Oh. My word.
You do realize that this ostrich is totally imaginary.
Really?
Yes, it happens all the time. I mean, last week I had a man who thought he was being attacked by an emu. Parkinson's disease. The ostrich doesn't exist.
Doesn't exist?
No. Now I suggest you go home and forget all about this fictitious ostrich and pay me 35 guineas, all right?
35 guineas? How long have you been having these dizzy spells?
Every time I cough.
Oh, that clears it. Oh. Every time he does that, they open the Tower Bridge. Yeah. Now they've closed it. Anyway, Lewis, it's great. I don't know how you went through that, believe me.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
Well, I got through it, didn't I? That's the main thing, folks.
Great to have you here, Lewis Jones. Everybody, of course, knows you from General Hospital, Dr. Parker, no, Mr. Parker Brown.
Mr. Parker Brown.
Doctor's a doctor, he's a mister. Yeah.
Very
Lovely to have you here, of course, and I believe they're repeating it at the moment, aren't they? There's repeats on it.
Yes, that's right, isn't it? I don't know. On Wednesdays, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, on the Wednesday afternoon when there isn't racing, folks.
You're a great actor, and you're going off to do a play somewhere. Where is that?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I'm taking a rest from the studio. I'm going down to Bromley in Kent. I'm going to do a couple of plays down there. And how does my voice sound?
Fantastic.
Great, that's all right then, because the last time I did this, I went from a studio into a theatre, they told me to speak up.
Not with a voice like that. You got no problems.
Well, you're flattering me.
Lewis,
anyway.
what are you going to leave for the MacGuffin?
My notebook.
Your notebook? Leaving the notebook? Don't forget your glasses there.
Oh, thank you.
And do you have a little rhyme for these lovely people?
I think I do. Hello. Hello. Here it goes. Go like bird. That's not meant to be funny. Take our word, here's a run for your money. You'll be able to cover many a lap, but do be careful, that may be a trap.
Barry, Pat, what do you think? Any clues there? No? Well,
difficult.
Got to think about that one. Lewis, thanks so much for coming along. Ladies and gentlemen, good go. Thanks, Lewis. Well, there we are, Barry and Pat. You've heard that one from Lewis there. I can read you the Desert Island Disc or the Lyre from the first sketch again. Which one would you like to hear again?
Could we hear this one from the record,
Desert
please?
Island Disc?
Yeah.
Yes. That came from Chris, of course. He said, those old 78s were started by hand, but they go too fast for today. So if you don't want to join the band, slow up, you'll have longer to play. Now, you've got to reject one.
Not that one, I don't think.
Not that one you don't think, Pat?
Shall we? Yeah, we'll reject the Lyre.
Yes? You feel all right about that, Pat?
What do you think? What do you think of the book?
The Lyre.
The Lyre?
Yes.
You're unanimous on that, okay? You're going to reject the Lyre, which came from the Pearly Gate sketch, the first sketch. First, choose the right key, think about stops, put your foot on the pedal, your top of the pops. Right, rejecting the Lyre, you must choose the right key to start a car. If you're making a journey, you think about stops. So you put your foot on the pedal, and off you go. Well, no, you don't. There are several references to music in the scene. Now add pedals, stops, key, and top of the pops. Heavenly music could be at your fingertips because you have rejected, and you were nearly right there, Barry, a Lowry electric organ. Here it is, this complete orchestra. It has a violin, bass, harpsichord, guitar. 14 instruments can be reproduced by this wonder. It also gives you 6 different rhythms like rock, samba, tango, cha-cha. You name it, this has it. This musical delight would have set you back £1,795. What about that? Isn't that a great prize? Wow. Here's Jen. Look, it's all here. String, bass, guitar, you name it, the instruments are there. Are you interested in playing music anyway?
I play the drums, yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah,
Well, you'll
yeah.
soon learn that, I'm pretty sure. Nevertheless, you have rejected it. So I'm afraid it's going to be away for a couple of moments. Just 2 minutes, folks. We're not going to be too long away. Come back soon and join us on 3, 2, 1. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to part 3, where Pat and Barry from Stockport have just rejected an electric organ worth nearly £1,800. Not a bad prize, eh, Barry? Pat?
Very nice, yeah.
Very good. Never mind, there'll be 4 more MacGuffins on the table before you take the prize home tonight. Our next sketch, well, it's a cartoon that features that funny seaside postcard that we all send when we're on our holidays. I saw a topical seaside postcard the other day. There were these two fellas paddling in the sea at Lowestoft. And one said to the other one, what's the temperature of the sea? Is it 2 centigrade? The other one said, no, it's 2050 multigrade. Not nice down there. Nevertheless, now we're going over to our 3-to-1 gallery of assorted cards.
On Mother Kelly's doorstep. Watch your mates. Here we are, dragged up on the beach again. Oh, I've lost me little Willie.
Here I am, Mother. The other week I went down to the beach. I said to mine, can you hire these donkeys? He said, yes, there's a screw and a saddle.
Oh, I feel so humiliated. I was just lying on the beach sunbathing, and this young man said to me, would you mind moving, missus? The tide's waiting to come in.
Hey, I'm stuck.
So am I.
So am I.
Here you are.
Give us a hand.
We'll show you some pants.
What are you doing?
Hang on, I can't...
Hey! Oh, go, go, no!
Oh!
Hey.
Mireille, at last our discrepancy company got their just desserts. I've been wanting to do that for weeks, haven't you?
Yes, me too.
What are you leaving here as the MacGuffin?
Some dirty postcards.
Dirty postcards?
Yes.
They're not dirty French postcards, I hope. Because they're so hot, the stamp comes off without any steam. What's the rhyme?
Clunk, click, take your pick, zoom along the prom. All you do is run me back to see where we have come from.
Thank you very much indeed, Mireille. Well, there you are, Barry, Pat. I can read you the Desert Island Disc again, or the book from Lewis Jones. Which one would you like to hear?
The book?
Yeah, could we hear the book again?
Yes, you can hear the book, yes. Lewis said, go like bird, but that's not meant to be funny. Take our word, here's a run for your money. You'll be able to cover many a lap, but do be careful, there may be a trap. So that's the rhyme that goes with that MacGuffin. Well, folks, what are you going to reject? Which one?
Postcard.
Yeah, we'll reject the postcard.
Okay, right, you're going to reject Mireille's postcards. Now then, clunk, click, take your pick. Clunk, click. End of a car's safety belt, maybe? Take your pick. Is that a choice of a prize, say from a display of jewelry or clothes? Well, what about zoom along the prom? Well, zoom could be the noise of an airplane when it makes a hell of a noise when it takes off for a foreign country. Well, it's none of them, actually. It's click and pick. That might have given you a more definite clue because that came from the scene with our seaside cameramen. The zoom with this prize is the lens, and the whole thing, you can also run it back and see where you've been. In fact, you've rejected a fabulous photographic package. Everything you need for home movies. Bell & Howell Super 8-sound camera with a pistol grip, a carrying case and a tripod. And to show your films, there's a sound projector and a fold-away screen. What a fantastic prize that is. Doesn't that make you feel ill? I'm sure it does. Absolutely fantastic. Sound, zoom lens, take your own movies, and you can hear what went on as well. Fabulous prize, but you have turned it down, I'm afraid. Yeah. Okay, Pats, off it goes. You've rejected it. Never mind. Take it away. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the theme of this week's show, we just had to have a cartoonist on. And we thought of a tidy few before we came up with our guest. Well, tidy few, there is a clue. Yes, it's the creator of the Fosdyke Saga, that great character, Mr. Bill Tidy.
Hello, Ted. They asked me in because we need a definition of MacGuffin. It's a funny word, and I don't like the word a MacGuffin. I go for the MacGuffin, which has got to be a Scotsman, perhaps bearing a rather startling resemblance to myself. This man has a pair of bottle pipes containing the good old-fashioned whiskey that the Scots use, and also a kilt and one thick leg for climbing up mountains. But, and this is the part that really explains... Oh, there also is MacGuffin as a verb, which is hitting somebody in the face with your elbow and knocking a few of their teeth out. Give them a quick MacGuff. Now, the most important part is the part that I want to just speak to you privately about, and it's what goes on under the MacGuffin kilt. Because this...
Yeah, Bill, I think maybe we ought to hold it there. You
This
know what
is
I
very
mean?
important,
I'm
then.
sure it is. I think we've all got our own thoughts about what's under there, haven't you? Great. Bill, come over here for a moment, would you? Bill?
I was going then, Ted.
Well, I know, really going. I think we'd have all gone if we'd have seen what was under there. Bill, it's great to have you here, creator of all those marvellous things like the Fosdyke and the Cloggies and everybody. Where do you get your ideas from? You know, I mean...
They're all sitting here now, Ted.
People like this, huh?
They're all sitting here. I photographed from without knowing it.
Yeah, now what are you going to leave for Pat and Barry as a MacGuffin? Ah, your marker.
This is my Shachihata.
Uh-huh.
It's a special quick-acting Japanese marker.
And do you have a rhyme for them, too?
Yes, yes. Pay attention, please. Are you with me?
Yes.
This part of the castle's the safest to rest. If you're touring this island, you must have the best. Because we'll take the bill away from our guest.
Ah, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks,
Ladies and
Ted.
gentlemen, Bill Tidy. Thank you, Bill. Thanks very much. Well, here you are, Pat, Barry. So now, one has to go. Which one will it be? The book? The marker pen?
Yeah, go on.
Tidy. Bill, take the bin away. Tidy.
Tidy.
Tidy. That's
what, Pat?
dustbin.
Yeah. You reckon?
What do you think, Barry?
It could be.
Well...
Bill Tidy, cartoon.
Yes?
Yes.
Oh, you got a unanimous one there.
Right.
Go on.
We'll reject
We'll
that
take
one.
We're going to
reject
reject
that
it?
one. Yeah.
Oh, poor Bill Tidy's being rejected. I don't know whether he'd be too happy about that. Well, let's see whether you were wrong or whether you were right. Okay, this part of the castle is the safest. The rest, if you're touring this island, you must have the best, because we take the bill away from our guest. Right, but what part of the castle's the safest? The keep. The rhyme also said touring this island. Well, this island, of course, is called Britain. The rhyme also went on to say we'll take the bill away from our guest. And if you take the name away from Bill and the name Bill Tidy, you're left with tidy. I can hear somebody shouting out here, yeah. Put those three words together, keep Britain tidy. You've rejected our own anti-litter lad, Dusty Bin, yeah. Well, you've rejected poor old Dusty Bin. Nobody's won him yet.
He's nice.
You know, he's lovely. He's a sweetheart. There's a character in here, too. There's a ceramic Dusty Bin. Would you believe it? Look at that. Isn't he sweet? He's a great one. Is there anything in here? Ah, yes. Now, we've got some pencils in there.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you what, if you can guess to the nearest 6 how many are in there, you can take him as well. What do you reckon's there?
60.
What do you
136.
Oh, in fact, there are 72, so he's got to go back in, I'm afraid. Not to worry, you've rejected the dustbin, and that's the main thing. OK, Dolly, take him away. Thank you very much. Right. Well, history has always been good meat for the cartoon, especially the executioner at the block. Now, Henry VIII, he got rid of a few of his wives this way, but he was fair about it. He'd toss a coin. He'd say, tails, I win, heads, you lose. Let the execution commence.
Roll up, roll up. Decapitation while you wait. I think I'll just take a walk around the block. Just take this thing off, I can't see a thing with it. That's better.
Ooh, I don't know how you can do a job like that.
Oh, it's easy once you get into the swing of things. Now, I have a question for you. Pay attention. I can only axe you once. What brought you up here?
My husband is insanely jealous. Do you know he won't even let me read in bed?
That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
You see, last thing at night, I like to curl up with a couple of pages.
So?
He came home early and caught me with both of them. And I have never been unfaithful, never ever. Except twice.
Who with?
Once with Captain Peacock and once with the household cavalry.
Let this be a lesson to you.
No, too young to die.
Don't do it again. This'll teach you not to lose a head over a couple of fellas. Next.
Hello, Sunbeam. It is a far, far better thing I do now than I have ever done, Nicholas Parsons. I would like to make a speech.
No fear, I've heard your acting bits. Get a move on, I've got a block booking. Look on the bright side, this could cure your dandruff.
You'd make a good chop steward. A chop steward? That's not nice.
Now look here, have you a last request?
Yes, I'd like to hear Des O'Connor singing Careless Hands.
Why?
It'll seem worth going then.
Here, Your Highness.
By golly, Ern, they've done you up well this week.
Here, there's a letter for you.
Drop it in the bucket, I'll read it later.
How do you have a last request?
Yes, I'd like to sing a song. First verse coming up. There were 783,000 million green bottles hanging on the wall.
You get a move on, please. There's only 58 chopping days to Christmas.
So that's what you're leaving, Bernie.
There's the MacGuffin, Ted, which is the axe.
Yeah, and what about the rhyme?
Another little rhyme. Before the bench you may be brought, if your living's connected with vice. Give this more than a passing thought, and finish with something nice.
Heaven. He's still in heaven. Okay, Pat, Barry, you just heard that from the last sketch. So again, I can read you the book or the Desert Island Disc. Anything you want to refresh your memory on?
Could we hear the book again, Ted, please?
Yes, you could. Came from the psychiatrist sketch. It says, go like bird, that's not meant to be funny. Take our word, here's a run for your money. You'll be able to cover many a lap, but do be careful, there may be a trap. So?
That sounds like possibly woodworking tools, I don't know. Maybe?
Yeah. Yes?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Again, you're unanimous on it, the two of you?
Yes.
Yes? All right, you're going to reject the axe, which came from the last sketch, the executioner. Before the bench you may be brought, if your living's connected with vice, give this more than a passing thought, you'll finish with something nice. Well, as far as we know, your living isn't connected with vice, is it, Pat or Barry? No. Good. Unless, of course, you're a handyman or a handy woman. Hey, used to having a little vice on your bench, which all adds up. Barry, you're right. To a do-it-yourself dream, you've rejected a complete home workshop. Just look at this. All the basic tools you'll ever need. The sander, soldering iron, saw attachment. There you are. What a fantastic prize that is. You do it yourself, man?
Barry.
You wanted that to Barry? There you are. She don't think much of you, Barry. She turned it down. What a fabulous... It's all there, is it? Spirit levels as well. You could drink that on your way back. Never mind. You've rejected it. Off it goes. Thank you very much. Oh, dear, dear, dear. So, the axe is gone. Now we've got two MacGuffins on the table, and one of them is the car. So what I have to do here is to read you both the rhymes, and you must then decide which one you want to keep and which one you want to reject. Now, I'll read the book. It came from the psychiatrist sketch. Go like bird, that's not meant to be funny. Take our word, here's a run for your money. You'll be able to cover many a lap, but do be careful, there may be a trap. That came from the psychiatrist sketch, and from the desert island. Those old 78s were started by hand, but they go too fast for today. So if you don't want to join the band, slow up, you'll have longer to play. Now, one of them is the car, one of them isn't, but the bin's gone, so it is a super prize, whatever it is. What are you going to do?
We'll reject that.
You sure? Pat, what do you reckon?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Right then, you're rejecting the book. I'll keep that, and you're going to keep that one. That's the prize you're going to take home, the Desert Island Disc. All right, could we have both the prizes on, please? Yes, look at that. Isn't that wonderful? Now, I've got the one you're rejecting, and you have the one you're keeping. So let's see what you're rejecting. Because the one you have, you're taking home with you. Right, go like a bird suggests flight or speed. A run for your money can mean you're getting good value, or can it be taken literally? Well, covering a lap, could that be where you sit? Or we prefer the idea of something going around a track. A car, perhaps? But you can, of course, connect speed, lap, and a trap, can you? Yeah, if you go greyhound racing. You have rejected this marvelous prize of a racing greyhound, a superb animal like this, which incidentally is from the National Greyhound Racing Club and worth over £400. It would have been yours for 2 years, and in that time it would have been kennelled, trained, and raced entirely free. And of course, if it did do well, you'd have had all the prize money. So congratulations, Pat and Barry, you've won tonight's star prize, the car. Fabulous. Oh, yes. Wonderful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for another week. We're coming back next Friday. See you then with a lot more big prizes, a lot of super guests. Until then, have a lot of fun with 3, 2, 1. See you next week. Good night, everyone.